Welcome to the channel. Today in this video we will talk about the pathogenesis of the gastric cancer, how gastric cancer developed. We all know there is an important organism called H. pylori. Now how H. pylori causes gastric carcinoma? It causes mucosal inflammation. There is a mucosal inflammation in the gastric mucosa, and that inflammation leads to decreased amount of HCl and pepsin. And this decreased amount of HCl and pepsin, there will be overgrowth of the bacteria. There will be overgrowth of bacteria, and that overgrowth of bacteria will lead to chronic inflammation. There will be chronic inflammation, and that chronic inflammation will lead to atrophy of the gastric mucosa. If there is atrophy, then simultaneously there will be development of metaplasia, dysplasia, and as well as the gastric cancer. So this is the H. pylori, importance of H. pylori in the gastric cancer, how it developed gastric cancer. Number 2 important is the EBV virus, is the Epstein-Barr virus, and it is the 10 to 20% relevant with the gastric adenocarcinoma. The gastric adenocarcinoma only 10 to 20%, and it actually how it does we don't know exactly, but it is also not involved the TP53 mutation. There will be no TP53 mutation. But what we have seen in EBV infection in case of gastric carcinoma, they usually involve the proximal end. They usually involve the proximal end, and it is usually of diffuse type, and there will be lymphocytic infiltration. So this is the 3 important point of EBV virus in case of gastric carcinoma infection. Okay, so number 3 important point is there are 2 important type of gastric carcinoma. One is the familial gastric carcinoma and another is the sporadic gastric carcinoma. Now if you see the familial gastric carcinoma, in case of familial gastric carcinoma, there is one important gene, CDH1 gene. It is actually a tumor suppressor gene. There is a loss of function mutation of this gene. Which leads to decreased amount of E-cadherin. And it is an adhesion molecule. It is an adhesion protein. So there is a loss of function mutation in the CDH1 gene leads to decreased E-cadherin, and it is a adhesion protein. Number 2 is the sporadic. In sporadic there are 2 different types. One is the diffuse and one is intestinal. So we will talk about the sporadic type of gastric carcinoma and how it develops. In sporadic there is a diffuse, and there is one is intestinal type. Okay, in diffuse what happens? In diffuse there is a loss of function mutation of CDH1 gene, so there will be reduced amount of E-cadherin. Number 2, there is a hypermethylation and silencing of CDH1 gene, which leads to decreased amount of E-cadherin, and there is a BRCA2 mutation. This is seen in case of sporadic diffuse kind of sporadic gastric carcinoma. In intestinal type of sporadic carcinoma, there is 2 important. One is loss of function of mutation in the APC gene. APC gene is a tumor suppressor gene, and there is a gain of function mutation in beta-catenin gene. So this is 2 important. One is diffuse and one is intestinal. But in both of these there is a T53 mutation. And there are the 2 important gene mutation we need to discuss in pathogenesis of the gastric carcinoma. This is the BAX and this is the BAX and CDKN2A. This is a BAX gene. We all know BAX gene is a apoptosis regulator gene. And CDKN2A gene, it is a cell cycle regulator gene. Now if there is any loss of function mutation of this gene, the BAX gene and CDKN2 gene, it will develop gastric carcinoma. So this is all about the pathogenesis of gastric carcinoma, and in this next video we will talk about the classification and other aspect of the gastric carcinoma. Thank you.